Tokyo train horror. In 2002, Japan was shaken by a horrifying discovery at a Tokyo train station. A train car caught fire due to an electrical fault, forcing passengers to evacuate in a panic. As staff sorted through the abandoned luggage, they found something unthinkable in one of the bags. A teenage girl, her limbs amputated, sealed in plastic with small holes for breathing. Her vocal cords had been removed, silencing any screams. Shockingly, there were no signs of violence. Her health was stable, her body clean. On the bag, the number 72 was scrawled in marker. Inside was a notebook listing her allergies, menstrual cycle, and other health details. Police tried to get answers from her about her captors, but she couldn't speak or write. She had no other way to communicate her past. Her name was Kikumi Tatora, reported missing since 1999. Her parents thought she was dead. Kikumi later shared what she could. A stranger had approached her, claiming her parents sent him to pick her up. She got into his car. He blindfolded her, sprayed something in her face, and she blacked out. She woke in a large, bright room, locked in a cage with two other girls. In the center stood an operating table. A man in surgical garb held an electric saw, preparing to cut off a girl's leg. One of her legs was already gone, and her arm, bandaged, looked freshly amputated. Along the far wall, Kikumi saw girls who'd already undergone surgeries. They didn't move, but were alive, breathing, blinking. The sight made her faint. She came to on a bed, strapped down. To her horror, she couldn't make a sound. She tried to scream, but nothing came out. Her left hand was gone, the stump neatly stitched. She wasn't alone. Other girls, all missing limbs, all voiceless. Some twitched, struggling against chains and cuffs. Others stared at the ceiling, tears streaming, in complete silence. Kikumi lost track of time, quickly. Daily drugs dulled her senses. They were fed 3 times a day. Once the restraints on her upper body were removed, she could eat with her remaining hand. At first, she'd knock the food to the floor, then pick it up and eat. Unable to talk or see anyone but the other girls, she felt her sanity slipping. She didn't know the time, her captors, or their motives. Periodically, a girl would vanish, only to return, missing another limb. With no sense of time, weeks between amputations blurred together. After losing her final limb, her left leg, she was moved to what they called the exhibition hall. It was a circular room with clean air. Beds lined the walls, each holding a girl, each with a label. An operating table and tools stood in the center, next to an empty cage. For the first time since her capture, Kikumi saw her captor face to face, a man with a grey beard, looking like a kindly grandfather. No malice in his eyes. He removed her restraints. She tried to bite him. He was ready, pushing her back and attaching a metal plate to her spine, connected to her skull and pelvis. She hadn't known fittings were implanted in her head and back. With the plate, she couldn't move. He carried her to a long board, about 5 feet, with clamps and supports. He secured her to it and hung the board on the wall. Then he left, turning off the lights. That first night was a nightmare. The sounds of blinking and breathing surrounded her, louder than any scream. She stayed awake for days before exhaustion took over. When she woke, light bathed her face, but no one was there. The other girls, arranged by age from youngest to oldest, wore makeup. They all looked typically Japanese: long dark hair, pale skin. It was clear this had been going on for years. The man returned with a bottle of liquid. He went to each girl, pouring it into their mouths, then made rounds with water, checked their bodies, and admired his collection. He'd adjust someone's hair or touch up their makeup. Sometimes 3 girls were chosen. Their left arms, their last limbs, were removed, wrapped in plastic, and placed in boxes that were taken away. When Kikumi's turn came, marked as number 72, she heard an engine through her box, then voices. Hours later, she was found. Years later, her captor was caught but died suddenly under unclear circumstances. The room with the other victims was never found. Every year, tens of thousands vanish in Japan. 70% are minors.